Hello, welcome to the Sound Good Podcast, the show where we potentially know what we're talking about when it comes to music. I'm your host, Michael.
I'm John Soundgood, the owner and proprietor of this establishment. You're fired.
And on today's episode, we'll be covering La Dispute's 10-year anniversary remaster of the album Somewhere at the Bottom of the River between Altair and Vega.
Calling the cops.
Vega and Altair. Oh my god. You had a whole bit planned for this one, didn't you?
No, I'm just...
You actually had a whole bit planned.
I'm just rolling with it.
All right. Whatever you say.
Only the opening statement was planned.
So yeah, we're going to be doing some La Dispute talking today on this episode, this lovely episode.
Dispute your presence here in court.
Oh my god. You're really going all in on this owner and proprietor of Sound Good Podcast, aren't you?
My father came to this country...
John Soundgood.
with a name. And... Damn it, he's not supposed to go quiet and actually rely on me to...
No, this bit's getting old.
Fuck.
Okay, let's start off with our news, our little news bits.
Yeah.
You want to go first? Should I go first?
Yeah, I'll avoid the one I'm gonna actually rant about.
Last.
Yeah. So Church Girls announced a new tour, Church Girls Philly, and
that distinction's only important to us. No,
yep.
It's important.
Yeah. So I'm going to see them in Kansas at the Rhino. I'm happy. I'm excited. Hey. You might not come.
Who are they? Are they touring with anybody? Is it like a tour package, or are they just playing with all locals once they get to their stops? Do you have the flyer?
I don't remember if it's actually Counterculture and Vigil and Thieves.
Oh, okay.
Are the other two bands.
Okay, that's right.
So,
yeah, I saw that poster too. Yeah, it does.
Are those local bands or no?
I don't think so. I think that's part of the tour package.
Okay, well, because the previous show in that listing has totally different bands.
Oh, maybe then. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Astronoid put out a new single for their new album out on February 1st.
Woohoo.
It is called A New Color. Very Lovecraftian of them. That's a whole thing. I'm not explaining that. Okay. Go see Annihilation. It's a good movie. That movie basically rips the story I'm talking about. And then my last thing is that I guess Lamb of God and Animals as Leaders are collaborating or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that. What's that going to be called again?
Over It All.
Over It All. Yeah, there we go. Over It All.
Yep. And I think the album's probably going to be called The Nightmare Begins because that's what they have in quotes on the announcement photo.
Nice. Is there like any like sound, like what it sounds like? Because like
nope.
Animals as Leaders and Lamb of God, like what?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I don't know.
Well, and as far as I thought, it was just one of the members of... Yeah, it's only a few of the members of Lamb of God, not everybody. It's not like a two-band collaboration, so...
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's just Randy Bly from Lamb of God.
Weird.
I believe. Yeah, we'll see. That's odd.
We'll see. Can you look out for Over It All coming out when?
Yes.
I'm sure we said it. All right.
No. I don't think they have an announcement yet. It's just in 2019.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cool. So is that all of your news then?
So interesting. Oh, we're going to talk about them later because I want to listen to the album because I've never listened to them. High on Fire canceled their tour recently because the guitarist has diabetes and he has some pretty big things going on with that. So he needs to take time to get healthy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. I hope they get with it, but that's all. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Is that excluding the thing you want to rant about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. So what I got for news, I got another tour announcement. Tiger's Jaw is going on tour with Me Without You.
Why can't I come
in March?
Why you?
Invited. You weren't invited. But tickets just went on sale Friday. Cool. So it's just going to be like it looks like the second half of March from the 18th to the 31st. They're going from all the way from West Virginia. It looks like across the Midwest and
country roads.
Coming back to Ohio.
Take me home.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Todd Howard's going to kick in the door, dude.
I don't know who that is. So that's what I got for tour announcement. news.
Yeah.
Early 2000s punk, hardcore, like first wave, kind of last of first wave emo sounding band As Friends Rust are plotting to.
That's a good name.
Have a live live return and a new album this year.
Nice. Okay.
During their time together, they released music on labels like Doghouse Records, Equal Vision Records, Good Life Recordings, including their album One that came out in 2001, and that's One WON.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah, I know, right?
I thought it was JUAN.
No. Well, I said One in 2001. So.
Juan?
Juan?
What was he doing?
No, nothing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Good punk hardcore act coming back after years of silence.
Nice.
Coming back with some live shows and
they have an
hopefully
audience
a new
now
album this year. Yeah.
I think punk's like having a pretty good resurgence. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's insane.
It's coming back hardcore, especially with like the older, angrier like emo and stuff, like early Rites of Spring and Fugazi era.
Mm-hmm. It's making it really hard to find like. I had a friend recently go, "Hey, you should recommend new prog bands to me," and it's just like I haven't really found a ton new prominent ones worth like actually recommending.
It's all gent.
It's kind of just a weird trend lately,
Yeah. Okay, and I got one more thing to say.
I just remembered another one.
We can go into your rant.
It's okay.
La Dispute actually put out recently a new song and music video for the new song, "Footsteps at the Pond." Yeah, the description of the video I saw when they posted it was something along the lines of they took I can't remember if they said Roman or a Greek, but they took an old myth and they turned it kind of on its head with the music video.
I thought you were going to say they took a Roman or a Greek person there.
No.
You're coming.
No. No, but it's really cool. There's a lot of symbolism and stuff, and it's in a really neat art style, very weird to watch.
Okay.
The song is pretty good in my opinion. The mixing is a little kind of strange on it. The vocals are a little quiet in the mix, but I think that's a producer's choice.
Yeah, the instruments are pretty loud.
Yeah.
Compared. And I guess
the song structure itself, though, I still enjoyed a lot. I
Yeah.
just wish there would have been more clarity in terms of vocals and why they're so quiet.
Yeah. And I guess so. Obviously, we'll get into it, but I'll say it here while it's relevant. I'd like the debut album, like re-release that we're gonna talk about very soon. That's all I've heard by them, and this new album sounds very different compared to that. Is the new album closer to what they've been doing lately, or like it sounded pretty different in comparison?
Honestly, from what I've listened to of their most recent album before this Panorama, Rooms of the House, it was they kind of got less aggressive with the music in Rooms of the House.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, at least, from what I remember. So it really sounds like with this new album, Panorama, they're coming back to a little more of the aggressive side of La Dispute, which is my favorite side of La Dispute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's my favorite side.
Like we'll get into
talk
it
about
more with songs. Yeah, we'll get into it more with songs on the album we're talking about today. But there's a couple key points that I just wish La Dispute would just come back and just do an album like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I can think of a good reason why they don't, but
yeah, for sure.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, but that's all I have for news. Did you say you had one more thing
I remembered
you wanted
a few
to do,
more.
or did you want to rant? Okay, go for it.
So Mastodon finished a new song recently for the next album.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they said that it's as heavy, it's as heavy as I've heard us in a while, is what Bran, the drummer, said about it.
Oh hell yeah.
So, and then Amon Amarth finished recording their new album. That's met for you.
I saw that too.
I'm excited about that though. They haven't, it's whether or not you just like them usually, because it's just, very particular sound, Amon Amarth, and style, but I don't think they've put out a bad album within their genre yet, personally. It's just whether or not you enjoy it, and you can say it. You don't like it, say it.
I just haven't listened to them in 10 years, so.
Sure. Yeah. I thought I had something else interesting to say along those lines. Oh well. Oh yeah. I don't think we mentioned that we were so excited about it. I think we forgot about it. That Dance Gavin Dance announced a new leg of their artificial selection tour for 2019. So the first half of it, they're going to have Periphery as, I'm assuming, not co-headline, but Periphery is going to be backing them as the second to last band before Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah, co-headline.
Along with, yeah, okay. Along with, yeah, but I don't think, because co-headlining usually means that both bands play like a full headlining set, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then Hail the Sun will be there, which is great. I like that Donovan's been just touring with Dance Gavin Dance like crazy between that and Cianvar.
yeah, we get to see Hail the Sun with not Lot of Sweet Jesus, with Dance Gavin Dance together again. That's a great lineup. If you get a chance, if it comes anywhere near you, highly recommend go seeing it.
Yeah, Don Brocco will be there. I don't know who that is at all.
Don Brocco?
Yeah. Are they good?
I am not personally a fan, but some people enjoy his music.
Okay. And then Covet will be there,
which is fantastic.
And so for the second half, Periphery is going to stop touring with them, and 1,000 Below are going to take the place of Periphery in the second half of the Dance Gavin Dance Artificial Selection 2019 tour. That was a really long time to talk without taking a breath. So
yeah, wow. You gonna be okay there, bud?
No. And then the other thing that's going to make me super not okay is that, so they're making a Ted Bundy movie.
Is this the rant?
No. So they're making a Ted Bundy movie that's going to go to film festivals, and for some reason James Hetfield is playing a cop in it from Metallica.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, remember that? That's fucking weird.
Hey, I think Metallica made a song about this actually.
The serial killer Ted Bundy?
No. I think they made a song.
James
about
Hetfield playing a cop in a bad movie.
Yeah. I think it's called "The Thing That Should Not Be." Yeah. Right. That's them, right?
How long have you been holding on to this?
I just came up with it. Are you proud?
That's amazing. That was really good. That's always a sign of a really good joke when the person goes, "Dude, that was good. You did good."
Thanks, Dad.
All right. So, hey, Michael, you see that elephant over there?
What, the one in the room?
I think so.
Oh yeah. Okay. So are we actually
stepping all over my bullshit? Yeah. Dream Theater put out a new single. Yay!
Oh yeah.
So what did you think of it?
You don't seem very excited. You don't seem very excited.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was better than the first single they put out.
Yes,
for
it was.
This upcoming album, Distance Over Time, which is coming out February 22nd.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
What, Roadrunner, right? Roadrunner?
No, Century or Inside Out Music.
Oh, Inside Out Music. Okay, that's right. They're not with Roadrunner.
Yeah, they're on the Sony-owned label now.
Yeah. No, I thought this single was better musically than Untethered Angel. It was more, I almost said interesting, but that's...
It was proggier because it actually had more changes.
Yeah.
Untethered Angel was really straightforward.
It got boring.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, I'm sure you're about to complain about it for longer than you should. But just so I can touch on what you're about to say excessively really quickly, there was a lot of weird mixing done in it and weird choices made. Yeah. Like the drums were very boring. You're going to bring up transitions, and I understand it now after hearing it like a second and third time. Like I get it. Like the transitions between chorus and verse and just ideas in general kind of suck.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve though was definitely the drumming and how boring and straightforward it was. There was like no variance in the beats, and it's like maybe this is just me missing Mike Portnoy still, but like man, there's just nothing interesting going on in that area anymore. It's like even in straight four sections, like in their previous, like their older albums, they would make it interesting with the drumming.
Well, sometimes you would look it up in retrospect and go, oh wait, that was in 4/4. Yeah, now it's like, oh hey, we're in the 4/4 section.
Yeah.
My go-to for that has always been Stream of Consciousness. There's like a da na 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 da na 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 na, like, and that's in 4/4, and it feels really weird to play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, without going on for too long, because we're not going to talk about the we're not reviewing this
40-minute review of a 7-minute track. Let's go.
Nope.
You're gonna edit it together, and you're gonna like it.
If you can get your quick thoughts out about it right now, we should start because we are
I'll
running quite a bit long on our news section.
All right, I'll get the lotion. All right.
All right.
No, we're going in raw. So, I mean, like I kind of told you. I told you everything already, but so I like all the guitar tone and the riffs that they play are interesting because it's basically Dream Theater playing Metallica.
Yikes!
For the most part, right? Like that intro riff, and then you have like there's like a not clean guitar solo, but a really slowed down guitar solo in the middle. That sounds like Fade to Black.
Insulting. I think it's kind of insulting to Dream Theater to like compare that to Metallica.
Well, it sounded like they were kind of emulating Metallica a little bit. Like that, the opening riff of the song, I could easily hear on a Metallica album.
We'll agree to disagree.
Well, I mean, that it's a testament to kind of how not great the song is. Then,
okay,
yeah, well, but once you start getting into it, like after you, like once you get past the opening riff, it's really, I like the rhythm of it. It's really interesting. There's a lot of like fast alternate picking with the double bass following it. That's cool. The verses were kind of meh, I thought, the vocal wise. There's still a lot of I was just waiting to see if you would have anything to
Oh no,
that's where my pauses are coming from. I was always waiting to see if just like Untethered Angel, there's a lot of weird effects on James's voice for some reason, when I feel like he could easily be doing it clean and it would still sound decent, you know?
I could hear a lot of reverb and delay and stuff on his voice, like during.
Yeah, and there's a lot of layers to it that I don't think are needed.
Yeah, it's almost like it's getting too produced. You know what I mean? Like in a genre where everything needs to sound as good as possible, it's almost like Dream Theater is reaching like peak production where it's just sounding too squeaky clean and it just sounds fake because of it.
Yeah, and it's not even that it sounds fake. I just think that there's too many layers on James's voice and it didn't really do it for me. Like, I think it kind of lessened the experience maybe. And then the drums, like, I agree with you wholeheartedly that they're not really that inspired. He's following the music well and they're orchestrated well, but I don't think that that's really what your job in Dream Theater should be.
No.
Given their pedigree.
Yeah. It's to be, you know, it's like every instrument and every person in that band has their own specific thing that they need to do to be noticed. And they structure the song around each person getting a turn being noticed. And it's like, that's how it's been for 30
even
years.
Then, like, Portnoy was always in the heat of it, like while they were doing things, like he would, like Portnoy dictated kind of what everyone else would be doing. Mangini's kind of just following is the issue.
Yeah.
I think
that's been my problem with him since day one, but
and I was feeling it less back then, but I think I really felt it on this new song. I really love the snare roll that he did. That was really cool at the beginning and end. I thought, I thought that was a really nice effect. But the snare roll at the end, we said that the transitions kind of sucked, and it's mostly because there's literally zero transition. It's like literally and music cut, organ solo. Like there was no smoothness in that at all. And that kind of
there's no build to anything.
Yeah,
it's a song of releases.
But prior, it was always like I would hear people complain, "Oh, Dream Theater's just dudes soloing and like kind of it's just wankery." But it's like previously they were kind of wrong because it was like, no, if you listen, it's all melded pretty well. But here it was kind of like, yeah, that kind of happened.
Yeah,
yikes,
unfortunate.
And I'm really mad that the ending solos were so cool because we needed more of those.
All right, we're running a little long on the news thing, so let's.
And there was just a lot of there was a lot of reuse of melodies from previous songs that really grinded my gears. That I noticed there was an Illumination Theory scale climb that was reused for sure, and then
that's a bummer.
There was like a string of like there was an interval of like 3 or 4 notes that's literally just from Moment of Betrayal. It's just from Moment of Betrayal.
Hey.
But
real quick, just so I can say it this time, reset the counter because I'm pretty sure Between the Buried and Me does that shit a lot too.
They did it recently on Automata. That's what I don't know what it is this year of bands tattooed on my skin that are just kind of reusing old material.
They have your money, they have your dedication, they know they can do anything.
For now.
Laser removal is not that expensive.
For now.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so yeah, I'll leave it there, and then I'll complain more when the album comes out, probably.
Sure.
I really hate that
I
I'm the
can
one complaining about Dream Theater now, though, because...
No, it's great. Now I can understand. Now we understand. You understand my plight.
Yeah. It's fine.
You're seeing the problems I've been seeing for the past 4 years.
It doesn't undo the previous albums, so it's okay.
Sure.
It's as bad as it's ever
All
been,
right.
starting with the self-title, though. That's what I mean. Like, it's been...
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Dramatic Turn's great. So, okay. A lot of dispute.
Okay. Yeah. Lot of dispute time. Woo. All right. Is there going to be a sound effect this time? Sound clip?
I don't know.
Who knows? Yep, probably.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. This is me stretching. You're getting audio of me stretching currently?
Hey man, 25 minutes of news, that's okay.
All right, so now into the album that we are going to be talking about in today's episode. Somewhere at the Bottom of the River between Vega and Altair, 10-year anniversary remaster, re-release, reissue by La Dispute.
Never heard of them.
Michigan-based post-hardcore band. This album, this remaster, this re-release came out November 9th of 2018. And the whole point of it was actually it got remixed and everything by Will Yip, who has done production on albums by bands such as Code Orange, The Menzingers, Circa Survive. So they actually went in and took the
I like Code Orange.
The old stems and old recording files and actually digitally reamped them, remixed it, changed levels and all this stuff, and just completely remade the mix on the album.
Yep, I have.
There
not
was new
heard the
artwork.
Original.
Yeah,
So-
and unfortunately, it's a good thing you mentioned that, because unfortunately you're probably not going to be able to unless you look it up on like YouTube.
It might be
Because
on
they
Google.
actually, I don't think so. They phased out all their streaming with the new remix.
Lame.
Yeah, like even on their Bandcamp, you can't get the old one anymore. It like redirects you to the remix.
That's super weird. Why would you do that?
Yeah, they just completely erased it. Like the only reason I still have it is because I have it like digitally. I have it before they remade it.
It
so.
appears that it is still on Google Play. So
Okay.
I have
Well,
like
that's
the
good.
2008
That's good.
ones right here.
Yeah, that's good. Then you can at least get a sound for how different this album sounds, or how maybe it doesn't sound. Anyway, so yeah, that's probably the longest intro we've ever done for an album.
You didn't tell me that this was the I Thought I Saw You in My Sleep band. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't
feel betrayed.
want the meme.
Also, it's a 51-minute album. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a very long album. So yeah, this album originally came out back in 2008. We're going to be talking about the remaster of it, but everything that we say can also, everything that we say that's not mixing related can also apply to the old album.
Yeah. It'll mostly be you bringing up the differences because obviously, like I said, I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, what I thought, because of that, since I've listened to both albums a lot, both variants a lot, I figured probably you would be doing a lot of talking, if that's okay, and then I could like try and...
You don't have to be passive about it. I know you're just forcing.
No. It's,
Yeah, okay.
if you don't...
He's mean to me off camera, guys.
off camera. Oh my god.
He beats me.
The drama is getting spicy. Hey, that's not funny.
But yeah, I just remember being in the car with like you and one of our friends in like middle school or high school or whatever, and this like the opening song Such Small Hands came on once, and you guys went crazy, and I was just like, cool guys, because I didn't know I had different music tastes back then.
I just want to listen to My Job for a Cowboy. Fuck.
I just want to listen to my Five Finger Death Punch. God. I just want to listen to my Way of the Fist. Leave me alone.
Oh, good lord.
But yeah, Job for a Cowboy. Yeah, because Genesis is a good EP.
Anyway, it's an album. Anyway,
Is it?
Yes. Anyway,
Back to Altair.
back on a lot of dispute. Back on Altair.
Vegeta and Altair. Let's go.
There, that works. That works. Somewhere at the bottom of the river between Vegeta and Altair. So yeah, this being your first Law Dispute listen, what did you particularly think of it, Micah?
It rocked out a lot more than I thought it would.
Yeah?
I was under the impression that, like, I knew they were emo, but I thought that they would be a more indie or alternative or, like, more accustomed to some of the other emo I've heard. But no, this, like, kind of had a lot more rock and roll standout, like, riffs and moments than I expected, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's not, like, heavy in the general sense that, like, a heavy metal listener would think, I guess.
Yeah, it's that raw post-hardcore sound, like,
Okay.
that very... the very effect-driven guitar and all that stuff. A lot of people, when they think of La Dispute, they think of the vocalist who...
I can easily see the vocalist, like I said before with Hail the Sun, like I could see this, like the vocalist being the reason some people go, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing. The vocalist, Jordan Dreyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people, when they think of La Dispute, they think of Jordan Dreyer and his vocal style, which is, if you haven't listened to this band, very spoken word and yelling and occasionally screaming.
Yep.
It's very raw and emotional in all of their music.
Have they continued? Yeah, I guess I listened to the new single a little bit. I guess he is still kind of doing the spoken word thing.
Yeah,
I kind
if you listen to a Fulton Street one, he does it a lot too.
Yeah, I kind of wish that he would sing a little, because for a 51-minute album, that much spoken word kind of gets to be a lot for me personally.
Sure.
But no, like his transitions into yelling and scream, like the screams, especially on this, I haven't heard the original. Like I said, the screams on this are produced beautifully. Like they sound amazing.
Yeah, I will say comparisons made to the original mixing wise, the bass was brought up a lot.
Yeah, I heard the bass a ton.
Yeah, in the original you can't really hear it that well. It kind of mixes in with the guitars, lows a little bit. So the bass is kind of lost in the old one, but in this new one you can really hear the bass, and there's some parts where it absolutely shines, like in Damaged Goods. Mm-hmm. That song is probably like one of the songs that goes the hardest on that album.
Yeah, and that one's just also very guitar driven, like with
yeah,
it's a very forward moving song.
Yeah, but So this album is actually the second album by this band. So it was their kind of refinement of their sound from their previous album Vancouver. They came out in 2005.
Are you sure that's not an EP? Because this is listed as the debut album from them.
It might be an EP then, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, in Vancouver, they were a lot more aggressive and more punk sounding, kind of more punk and mathcore sounding. But and then in this album, when they came out with it in 2008, they kind of toned down the heaviness, but kept like the raw sound and the like mathy bit. What is there anything in this like album that you were listening to that you were particularly like fixated on sound wise, like at all through as like a whole?
I think mostly the guitars. Just because they were always doing either there were really interesting riff ideas that I would not have expected from the style of music. Like it's when it would either rock out or if it would just be a really interesting riff idea, or sometimes they were just really involved rhythmically, right?
Yeah.
There's like some pretty technical rhythms on this album.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. How like you said, involved rhythmically.
I know. I can't believe I got through this statement without messing up.
Yeah, that's like a first. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to point out too, is this album has very tight synergy between the vocals and the guitars. It feels like they're always complementing one another throughout the entirety of the album, whether it's through the heavy stuff like Bury Your Flame, or it's the small stuff like the softer stuff like Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again, and Andrea kind of at the beginning.
Yeah, Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again's a great song. I forgot about that.
That's
a nice.
That's the really slow one, right?
Of course, yeah. Of course, it's also the middle of the album, give or take. About
yeah, and it's actually it's a really good halfway point and like kind of like a good slow down point for the album, both pacing wise and conceptually, because you probably aren't aware, but this album does follow a concept.
I was gonna say you should make a game where you have to take a shot every time he says lover.
Yeah, well, it's about it's about
what is this about? Because I noticed that eventually it switched to wife and such. Like it didn't originally. Yeah.
It's focused on the content of a poem that was featured in one of their Here EPs.
Yeah, because I noted, like, are the lyrics pulling from that? Like, like verbatim, the poem, or?
Yeah, the poem that they're pulling from, I can't remember what it's called, but the titles, Such Small Hands and Nobody Not Even the Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those are taken from one poem where the quote is like, nobody has such small hands, nobody not even the rain, or something like that.
Okay, because I remembered that when I looked up the lyrics to this, maybe it was just the website I was on, all the lyrics usually had quotes around them, which was interesting. I don't know. I didn't remember seeing that. Because
he's speaking them, kind of, probably. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I didn't know if the lyrics themselves were pulling from the poem is what I meant. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the story of the album is actually told on the track 4 from La Dispute's second EP, Here.
Okay.
Which is HERE, HEAR.
Of course. That's clever.
Yeah, no, it's a story about two lovers who one of them is a woman trapped in the castle and the other one's a man, and he falls in love with this woman, and basically the king of the castle is saying that you can't be with her, and he floods this river to keep them separated.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the whole story that's told throughout somewhere at the bottom of the river between Vega and Altair is him getting to her and convincing her to leave, and then he loses her in the ocean, which is fall down, never get back up again. And then the whole thing is, the whole rest of the story is afterwards.
Yeah, because I was noticing, I started to pick up on perhaps a story, or because I wasn't sure if these were from personal experiences or not. Knowing that it's just like a concept story, I feel a lot better about the lyrics, because they really started to weigh on my patience with all the kind of angst, And I was just like, dude, if they're just doing this from like personal experiences, like this is kind of getting old. But
no,
I
it's
think
totally a story. It's a concept album in its own right.
I think that makes it work a little better. But I remembered at a certain point, maybe it's at Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again. Yeah, it is that song where he's saying like a hand reaching up, but then falling back down into the water. And I started to pick up like, oh, is this like actually telling some sort of story?
Yeah.
Around then, yeah. Right,
yeah. No, that's a great song. I think that song actually, that one along with the second track on the album right after Such Small Hands. I can't remember what it's called.
Is Ministry of Lost Souls a follow-up to this? 'Cause that's also about a girl at a water's edge.
We really do need a Dream Theater counter now.
meant to die, but too scared to...
No, we're not doing this.
Okay.
But yeah, so this album, like I said, I think this album has really good pacing throughout it.
Yeah.
Where it's got relatively middle length tracks, and then all of a sudden you've got these last two tracks where the last Lost Continent is 12 minutes long.
That was 12 minutes? I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was going to bring up too, because while it's not my favorite track on the album, it is, in my opinion, the most dynamic, and I think it needs to be pointed out that this is like a standalone song and story in itself. Like, it's 12 minutes, but you can't let that intimidate you.
Okay, I remember now, because is that the one where there's an extended section where it's just the guitar, like just having palm muted plucking?
Yeah,
for a little bit.
There's like 3-4 minute sections or something like that.
Okay, yeah, because I remembered a transition where like everything went quiet except for just some light like palm muted plucking on the guitar, and I thought it was really effective. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Stuff like that always makes stuff a lot heavier.
Right. So, do you have any like general thoughts about this album that you would like to talk about? Anything you would like to talk about that I'm not leading to?
I don't know. Are you like...
I'm not leading now, so
Is this a rhetorical? Oh no. Well, it caught me off guard just because I literally had zero clue what it was supposed to be. I will say that it's pretty funny that this is labeled as alternative indie, whereas the previous heavier album that you mentioned, Vancouver, is listed as metalcore.
Yeah, well, if you listen to Vancouver, it's like borderline Dillinger Escape Plan, dude.
Damn, wow.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because this was a lot heavier, but also just a lot, like, you said it was kind of standard hardcore, but I felt like I just kind of got, like, just like hard rock vibes.
Yeah, like post-hardcore.
Yeah,
like
a lot of jammy sections. Yeah, you're right. It was paced very well. There was one song, I have no idea what it was, but there was one song that ended a little lighter, and the transition into the next song, which started out pretty heavy, I didn't think it was kind of jarring. I really cannot think of which two songs it was. But
yeah, I can't do it off the top of my head.
It could have. Is Andrea a slower song?
It starts off a little bit slower. It comes right after the Castle Builders, which is a really heavy song.
Okay. Whichever, yeah. There's just, like, for the most part, all the songs usually flowed really well. There was just one song transition that was a little bit jarring, so that's where I would maybe not deduct a whole point, maybe like 100th of a point.
So much.
Oh yeah, totally. Point 0.01. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know that I really have any. I think we kind of covered most of what my thoughts on it would be. I mean, did you have anything else, like, in terms of the remaster, or? I
mean, all I want to say about it is that
or fond memories.
If you have liked this album in the past, like the original release, the remaster only makes it better. There are a couple parts, I think, specifically in Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again, where the guitar is quieter than the original release, and it actually makes it sound better because it's not so overbearing with the riff that is being played throughout that song quietly. It's supposed to be quietly on the guitar while he's telling this story about his wife, being dragged out to sea.
Yeah, like, it really emphasizes the point, because the point of the song is the lyrics, so why not put them up front?
It makes the song more dynamic sounding because the guitars are kind of pulling back a little bit, and it's more like he's telling this story rather than it's a song. It's more like you're being told something personal, like you're being told a recounting of an event, rather than this is a song and you're supposed to feel something because these are lyrics.
But the mood of it isn't diminished because, like, the pulling back of the guitars doesn't diminish the mood of it.
Right. And then even then when the guitars get pulled back, they come right back in your face with Bury Your Flame immediately right after, like, leading off with the you can blame it on our hands, everything, and just
Bury Your Flame. That was a really cool song because there's a lot of cool clap tracks on it. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
That song is just oh my god, that song is amazing. This whole
like, even so, there's really, this is a pretty taxing album emotionally to listen to.
Yeah.
I remember, some of the songs in the back half after Fall Down, Never Get Back Up Again, they really, like, when paying attention to the lyrics, like, you kind of start to feel it.
Right.
And I was just like, man, I'm trying to have a good day.
But even then, like, it gets kind of like triumphant sounding with the ending of the Castle Builders with the, stay bright as lightning, like the whole like gang chant section in that. And no, this album just does a really good job dynamically bringing you, like, back and forth through emotions and loud and quiet, and just, I think the remaster, remix is just overall. Yeah, let's trademark it. Quick. It's just overall a better experience. Overall, just a better experience than the older recordings. Nice.
Yeah, I thought it really brought it into, like, just more modern era, I think.
It brings it up.
I can't really say that
with albums because
I don't know, but you can just tell by the songwriting that it's still a little older. But I would never think that this is the debut release of a band, like a debut full album with
Right.
how like just how well the individual parts are written.
Right.
But like you can still feel the rawness of it. Like I had moments where I kind of thought of like counter really early Protest the Hero stuff. like it just like that kind of rawness, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's just like a band's first go at a certain thing.
Yeah, like a certain style. Yeah, no, it sounds very honed and refined. It's
Yeah,
very impressive.
definitely with the remaster.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that
I don't know anything else.
Yeah, all right. Well, then that will do it for our review of the 10th anniversary remaster of the La Dispute album, Somewhere at the Bottom of the River Between Vega and Altair. I know I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the review, so I'll mention it now, but that was released on No Sleep Records, and I do believe they have vinyl and CDs and other merchandise for it.
I would pick this up on vinyl. I think I
It
will.
is very good on vinyl. It sounds even better.
Yeah, and I guess it's just I really hope that more bands like this was one of those rare cases where the stems were actually kept, and I think that really helped the remaster.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a remaster cash grab. It's like, no, they actually made a different product.
Right.
Better.
If you can find the older versions, listen to them and compare them because you will actually notice differences. And that's the best.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of the time there's moments with remasters where you're just like, why did I buy this again?
Yeah.
Or why did I give this time of day again when I had the previous? But
Right.
I think that this is definitely worth it.
Right. Okay. So then I guess to wrap up the episode, Micah, what have you been listening to lately, buddy?
The Katamari Damacy soundtrack.
You've been playing a lot of that Katamari, dude?
But also going out of my way to listen to the actual soundtrack. Go listen to what's the name of that song that I sent you?
Good question.
It was Cherry Tree Times. It's a
Cherry
great
Tree
song.
Times. Oh,
It's the
okay.
song you listen to when you're collecting fish for the Pisces level. It's really good.
Nice.
There's a great children's choir. It's awesome. Other than that, I think so. Yeah, there was the new Dream Theater single. I've been listening to that a lot just to get my feelings on it, like even to just validate it for myself.
Yeah,
I like the song. I should say I like the song. It's just
some
it can do
choices
better.
were kind of
I shouldn't be able to pick out so many copied melodies from previous work in a Dream
Right,
Theater
though.
release.
True.
That's what it is. And what else? I think there's been stuff I've listened to. What have I been listening? Periphery a lot.
Peripheral. I feel.
Yeah, I've been spinning the 2015 Alpha and Omega double album again.
Nice.
I miss it. So what have you been listening to?
I have actually been listening to the newest release by I believe they're Taiwanese or Thailand.
Yeah, Taiwanese.
Oh no, because that'd be people from Taiwan. Thai or Taiwanese math rock band Elephant Gym.
Yeah, wait, no, probably just Thai. I feel like that was probably
yeah,
a little.
Yeah. Well, no. That's
Cut it.
I don't know if they're
Cut it
from, I don't know if they're from Thailand or Taiwan. I can't remember.
Yeah, I see.
Thai or Taiwanese.
See, I was saying Taiwanese fully.
Yeah, I know you
intending it to
were.
be just for Thai.
I know you were.
Cut it.
that's why I'm saying the or. Anyway, I've been listening to Elephant Gym's newest record, Underwater, which came out December 7th of last year. It's really chill math rock from Asia.
Nice.
They have a couple
They have a lot of that.
They have a couple vocal guests on some of these tracks, and they are actually all really good. One of them, I think it's either Quilt featuring Kento Nagatsuka or Bad Dream featuring So What. I think it was Bad Dream. But one of them I was like, damn, this is the best K-pop song of 2018. And it's a math rock song, so I mean it's not yeah, but I've been listening to that album a lot. It's pretty good, honestly. I recommend it highly. I bought the vinyl because that's how I found out about it.
Is that wait, that's not the band that you recommended to me, is it?
But possibly. I recommend Elephant Gym to like everybody.
No, you recommended A Crow is White.
Yeah, A Crow is White is good too.
Mm-hmm. That's another band that I've been listening to. Yeah, Back to the Future is a good album.
Japanese jazz fusion.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to a lot of Moving Mountains, that album Numa that I said you should also listen to. Very good.
Yes.
It's post-rock, emo kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I say post-rock only because it follows like a post-rock song structure, but there are vocals. It's hard to describe. You'd have to listen to it.
Weird.
Highly recommend it though.
Yeah, the 2007 album by them.
Yes.
Numa.
Yes.
It's their first album.
Yes, and if you like that Astronoid, like I said, if you like Astronoid, like that new track that they put out, you will probably like this album a lot.
Okay.
I've been listening to those two albums, and then last but not least, I've been listening to the newest album by the band Kidlat, which is they're from somewhere in the Midwest. I want to say Kansas, but I'm probably gonna be wrong.
That's my job, dude.
Yeah,
I
know.
Can't, dude.
That's
all I got. You can't take that.
I am taking your job.
I have no reason to be here.
Let me look it up real quick.
Is it the new album Getting Pretty?
Yes. They're from Austin, Texas, so I was way wrong. They're not from Kansas at all.
Same thing.
They're from Austin. You're right.
Yeah.
Texas,
I don't
Austin, Kansas, whatever.
Equally as
both
racist.
South of me.
So
the call out. Yikes.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. That's staying in. But yeah, that's all I've been listening to. I recommend.
What kind of music is Kidlat?
It's like emo. What kind of music do I listen to? It's only emo. If I don't know. Yeah. Pretty much, if I don't mention the genre, just assume it's emo. It's just hard. It's hard to say emo when there's so many different sounds that make up emo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just be like me and my people, and just call it prog then.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, they're emo.
Whatever. There's no genre. There's prog. It's fine.
Great albums. I recommend all of them. Numa by Moving Mountains, Underwater by Elephant Gym, and Getting Pretty by Kidlat. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Nice.
Kidlat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with Kidlet. It's not.
Yeah, it's hard to not say Kidlet. Anyway, we should probably end this episode before we say more stupid stuff.
All right, so Texas.
Nope. So that's gonna be the episode. Actually, before we go, Micah, do you have the counter ready?
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Hang on. Yeah. Do you need it now?
Yeah. Go ahead and inform the audience.
It has been. So, did everybody know that it has been 1,144 days since notable comedian who seemed like a cool person, but actually in his private life,
get to the point. Come on,
is a bad person. Brian Posehn committed an act.
He's not a bad person, Brian. We love you. Just don't block me on Twitter, homie.
He blocked Michael on Twitter.
Brian, you're not a bad person. It was a joke. Just don't block me on Twitter, homie.
Why would he block?
Just don't block me on Twitter, homie. That's all I'm asking for. Okay?
Why would he block you if he's not?